when I first got arrested for the murder of this guy, I was 17. The person who was in the car at the time, he's the one that told on me. I would just needed the money. The bills were outrageous,
Right.
20, 30 grand at pot a pop. I got a second-degree murder charge. So they gave me a life sentence. But like I said, it wasn't like I went in there to kill the guy,
Right.
because that's not what happened. There was a lot of real dirty stuff going on back then. Even now, even it's got a lot worse now with the talent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All the stuff I was involved in, like I said, I had to make a lot of money because I had to pay the hospital bills. So I hooked up with some guys in Lawrence, had a shop, and that was what I did. I stole cars, Then my uncle told me, look, stop stealing cars. You're gonna work for me now. I said, all right, what do I do? He goes, just go to these places and just collect the money. Just collect the money. You don't gotta touch anything or nothing. Just collect the money, that's it. I said, all right. He goes, I'll give you $500 a week. I'm saying, all right. So I started doing that. Then, but I was still stealing cars, So I was still stealing cars. I would just needed the money. The bills were outrageous,
Right.
20, 30 grand at pot a pop. And like I said, I was only 17 at the time. So, yeah, that's how that went. But it was...
What was your first interaction with the law out here versus?
Oh, I got pulled over. I gave him my Texas ID. And in Texas, you need a license to drive, but they won't tow your car. So they just say, just take it home and park it, or they'll give you a ticket. Here, they took me out of the car and towed the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, they're like, yeah, plus he goes, you got to get a Massachusetts ID. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like, yo, go to the DMV, he goes and get a license. You can't drive with just an ID. I'm like, they towed the car, so I had to go to my uncle because it was under his name, so he can go get it out. And it was just, and what I understood from that, it was all a hustle. Everything here is a hustle. Everything out here, the tow truck companies, the police, they got their own tow truck companies that they hire, so they can get kickbacks. So I learned from that. From that day, I had a friend who had a license, so I'd pay him to drive me around wherever I needed to go. So yeah, every time I go pick up money, that same way. So okay. Then this is where I started going a little bit off to the other, because I met, like I said, I went to Lawrence, I met these guys at a shop, and I met some other guys who were stealing cars as well. So we made a little crew up, but we were stealing real nice cars. We had a girl at the DMV who was giving us, they give her the license plate, and she'd give us the address of the car where it was at, So we could plan, it was easier that way.
Right.
So we met this guy at a gas station. The guy I went to prison for. So I started talking with him. After a while, we got to know each other. He was a nice guy, he was a good guy. Then I offered to pay him for every car license he got me, but it was sort of certain cars, BMWs, Mercedes, a lot of pickup trucks. So he'd do that. Suburbans were popular. So he'd do that, and then he'd give me a call, give me $25 for every license plate he'd write down for me. So we had that going for a while. Then we got arrested for that. So I ended up, but that was after. The guy that I went to prison for
the first time in Mass.
It was the only time.
Okay.
It was the only time. But the other cases they gave me time for after I got arrested for that.
Oh.
So
those just added up. Whatever.
Yeah, because I got arrested a couple of times, but I got bailed out. I got bailed out because I was juvenile.
Right.
So I got bailed out. My mother went inside. I go gave her the money. Plus bail over there for a juvenile was $1.
It was what?
$1.
To bail you out?
To bail me out. It was $1. That's all it was. So I got bailed out. I got caught with a package once. I think it was 40 grams of cocaine. All balled up already. So I went to jail for that and got bailed out. Then I guess what do they call the DSF people? They went to my mother's house, but I wasn't living there anymore, to ask about me, because I was supposed to be on probation, and I didn't report it. I didn't go to probation. Well, anyways, when I first got arrested for the murder of this guy, I was 17. The person who was in the car at the time, he's the one that told on me. But like I said, it wasn't like I went in there to kill the guy, because that's not what happened. I went there he had asked for a loan from somebody else, and I vouched for him. So that fell on me when he didn't pay the loan. So I was told to go collect the money, or just collect the VIG, at least to have him pay something, because he was 2 months behind. He was at least collect something, you know. So I went, and the guy said he was gonna pay it, blah, blah, blah. Then I got another phone call a week later, this guy hasn't paid still. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said he was paying you. Nope, go back. So I had to go back. Then that's when all that shit happened, you know.
So you had no idea they was gonna...
No, the guy started acting crazy with me, saying that, first he's like, oh, I think I deserve that money because I spot cars for you, and I said, but I pay you for that. You already get paid for that. This is something else. I said, I vouched for you to get that loan, brother. You know what I'm saying? I said, he was like 15 grand in already. It was only a $5,000 loan. But by all the time he hadn't paid, it went up to 15,000.
Man, it's messing up your credibility.
Yeah, and then this guy's on me because I vouched for him.
Right.
You know, and I'm not gonna pay the loan. I'm not gonna pay for him. I got my own things to pay for. You know, so I went back to the guy who gave him the loan. And I spoke to him, trying to say, look, just give him some more time, blah, 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 so I could try to figure something out. Because I didn't want to do anything to the dude, you know. And I know he owned the business, so he was going to have to do something about it. I don't know what he was into. I don't know if he was gambling or whatever it was, why he needed the money, because his gas station did good business, you know, and it served high-end people. So I don't understand what he was doing with his money. So anyways, one of the days I went to go ask for the money, like I said, he insisted that he deserved that money because and I again told him, look, man, you're already getting paid for that. Then he started getting crazy with me, you know, like, nah, get the fuck out of here, blah, blah, blah. I'll call the cops. And like, that in itself was something. Yeah. And then I was like, look, then he pulled out a bat. And he came at me with the bat. He hit me twice, and I warned him, don't come at me again. He already hit me twice in the leg, you know what I'm saying? Because, well, go back to what the judge had told me afterwards. And I had no choice. I pulled out a gun, and I told him, yo, hit me again, and I'm going to shoot you. And he came at me again, so I shot him, you know? And I aimed for his leg, but it ended up hitting him in the chest. Well, that's what the coroner's report said, that it hit him in the chest, and I don't know, the guy died, you know, one shot, he died, and I feel bad for the guy, but it happened, you know.
So that was the first and only application in Mass, as far as...
That was my adult, yeah. That was my first adult conviction.
And how long did you do for that?
I got a second-degree charge. So they gave me a life sentence. Then, yeah, they gave me a life sentence. So, not even 18 yet, and I was already in prison for life.
How much of that time did you end up doing?
32 years.
32 years.
Yep.
And what was that whole experience like? 'Cause I'm sure you learn, like other people, whatever, as they grow older, they have experiences in the world and interact with, you know, society. You're in there. What's your whole experience like from, what, 17 years old?
Yeah, 17.
To adulthood, and, you know, because now you have to, coming out, you're adapting to a whole new world again.
Well, first I thought I was never getting out, so I didn't care.
Right.
So I didn't care, you know?
What was your mind when you heard the judge sentenced you to life?
Well, I was just...
Do you have like a sense of like giving up, like, all right, this is it?
No, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I was numb. I was just like, I was like in a fog, like for a couple of days. I had just found out my mother passed away, like 2 weeks before that. So my mind was all messed up already. So I was just like,
Who were your brothers when they heard this?
they were in Texas. And I was just like, in my head, I'm like, I'm over here, I'm all alone, I don't know anybody here, and I'm going to prison here. It was just, in my mind, I just told myself, you couldn't do what you have to do. That's it, you know. What comes, comes, you know. Like I said, at the beginning, it was just like, fuck it. And that's what that experience was.
At what point in there, what kept you grounded throughout that time?
I wasn't grounded, that was the thing. At first, I was going crazy in there. I was fighting all the time. I picked up 3 cases in there that I got time for. I picked up 4, but I only got time for 3. I picked up a heroin habit in there. I just didn't care.
How did that, if you don't mind going into that, how that
Started when I was 28. I had I was hustling in prison. That's what I did. I'd get girls to come see me and make them fall in love with me. Then I'd have them lug packages in for me. So I did that for a while, and I was selling a lot. Then everybody around me was getting high. Everybody. They're like, yo, just blah, blah, blah. Try it. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. Then, like I said, 10 years into my bed, I ended up said, fuck it. What I gotta lose? So I tried it, and that was a mistake. You know? Because I used to always get warned by one of my cousins. It's okay if you smoke weed, okay you have a drink every once in a while. Don't ever fuck with the dope. He told me, don't fuck with it, because you're gonna like it too much. And he was right. I liked it way too much.
Picked up the habit quick?
Not quick, because I was for the first couple of years I was only getting high on the weekends. I'd bring a package in, and I'd take some out for me and some of the guys, you know, take care of the people I was around with. Then sell the rest. We get high on the weekends, stuff like that. Then as time kept going, I went to get high every day. So I was doing it every day. It was an escape. It was my escape from there. When I was high, I wasn't there, you know.